region conjures imaginations of a land synonymous with erratic weather patterns, not viable for crop farming, but a resilient community in Bute Sub-county near the border of Kenya and Ethiopia is daring to rewrite the notion, and crop farming in Bute is a mainstay economic activity. And as our reporter Isadine Haji explains, adequate water supply in the area could turn the fields into green gold.
About 250 kilometers north of Wajir town is Bute Sub-county, a land whose proximity and resemblance to Ethiopian highlands is unmatched, famously known for its hilly environment and spectacular climate that nearly betray the semi-arid region of northeastern Kenya, a region that is defined by its pastoral way of life and a desert-like dry geographical status.
We have lost so many animals as a result of the drought, because of the trekking distance of livestock to the water points, because of the low pasture, because of lack of water.
As a result of perennial droughts that pillage livestock from pastoral communities, this group has diversified their way of life and adopted an alternative source of survival, crop farming. Praised for its fertile soil and history of a thriving agriculture, this town isn't safe from the reality that challenges pastoralism in the region: lack of water. Karaduse, constructed in the early 60s, was the only water pan that the town depended on for domestic use.
When we were young, we know how Bute used to be. It was an agricultural land. The climate here was very cold. The rains were ample or enough. But nowadays, when the climatic condition has changed due to global warming, we are seeing frequent droughts, erratic rainfalls.
We traveled a few miles out of the town to reach some of the crop fields. Aran Farm is one of the few farms that use irrigation to water crops. The man in charge is Larius Odhiambo, all the way from Migori County. Larius told us about his experience in these fields for the years he has been around.
Ndio nimeanza kuprepare shamba sasa. Kwa hivyo tumeanza utaratibu ya kilimo, na kilimo yenye anatarajia tulime kilimo cha large scale, ambayo tunajaribu kama sai tumeshaweka onions kwenye shamba kama eka moja. Tunategemea tupate eka 2 na tulime tena na cabbages pamoja na nyanya.
Not all farms are doing well like the one Larius manages. His colleagues are busy cultivating the remaining piece of land, hoping that the water in the only source can multiply to serve the huge land they have just plowed. The water levels in this water pan is going low day by day as a result of the drought and high temperatures. Over 40 acres of farmland at the other side is dependent on this pan. You know what it means when it dries up.
Kwa hapa sana changamoto tunayopitia kwanza ni hiyo drought ambayo kulingana na maji tumekuwa nayo imekimbia sana kuteremka chini.
The drought season has just begun, as evidenced by drying up of water sources. Close to 20 farms depend on it, and most of them could be facing a huge disaster. This man says he has spent a lot on his farm. Most of his crops were attacked by pests, and now he will have to contend with the prevailing reality that might eat up all his crops.
I have spent more than 250,000 on this onion farm, and it's now wasted. I don't think it can do well even if it rains now, because it is at its final stage and it stayed long without water.
He is here to harvest the few onions that survived the tough condition they went through. The water source next to him isn't serving as it used to during the rainy season, and chances are that in the next few years it won't be operational.
The availability of water is not there because of the siltations which has happened over the years. As you have seen in the field there, so many farmers are losing their crops due to lack of water right now. So if this is not addressed urgently, then it will be a disaster for the farmers who entirely depend on this water pan.
Many farmers in this town are busy expanding their territories and preparing their land for large-scale farming. Most of them lack the ability to construct water pans in order to harvest water during the rainy season. I am informed that it has costed more than $15,000 to construct this water pan. The farmer has made effort to make his farmland ready. However, it might take weeks or months before the rains come. The largest mango farm in the county is on its deathbed. Saadia Mohammed vividly remembers how well her farm used to do in the past years when water supply was adequate.
My mango farm has not had water for almost a year. The fruits are falling. I had a huge profit by selling the mangoes last year, but counting losses today.
Almost every farmer here remembers the potential of the land they hold during good seasons. A land with similar features to desert oasis in an entire region with erratic drought and famine.
But the kind of tomatoes, onions, potatoes coming from Wajirov is unbelievable. The few pans we have constructed have realized very good harvest. I could not believe. So I think there is need still to support the farmers, ensure that we do adequate training of farmers, provide farm implements, ensure that there is adequate supply of water.
This land's fertility is almost certain due to how well different types of crops do under the right conditions. Experts and locals believe that Bute Sub-county will be the food basket in the entire region. The northeastern region has for many years depended on relief food for survival, but this town bordering Ethiopia might introduce a lease of life if water shortage is addressed.
If we have one mega dam, I think Iwachia North people will forget about the hunger. We can have enough food which can sustain people. Because if the soil is very fertile and all factors are constant, what only we need is water.
We are looking into a situation where we will have pans purposely constructed for small-scale irrigation. That way, we will be supporting the food security and we will be contributing to the effort of the Big Four agenda. Yeah, and we will drastically now reduce this high level of malnutrition that is rampant in the entire northern region.
The Kenyan government has invested on irrigation projects in many parts of the country in order to boost agriculture and enhance food security. Without a stable source of water, it impressed many to see such desert farmers achieve fairly in agriculture, contrary to the perception of living in a barren land. However, these resilient farmers hope to see a life-changing mega water project in their land in order to unleash its true potential. Isadin Haji, TV 47, Bute Town, Wajir County.